I am the founder and CEO of the Meet Group. Started the company now about 14 years ago. We are an ecosystem of interactive live streaming apps. We started to build out our live streaming platform about 3 years ago. Spent many tens of millions of dollars building it out. Have since grown up a substantial live streaming video revenue stream. We have 6 apps in the portfolio, 5 you see pictured here, 1 is fairly new. One is Meet Me, that's the app I actually originally founded. Lavu, maybe many of you know it, it's a German dating app that we acquired a few years ago. Tagged is an African-American meet new people app. Scout is more of an international-oriented app. And Growler is actually a gay dating app. In 2018, we did about $178 million in revenue, $32 million in EBITDA. Every single day, today there's about 4.5 million users who log into our apps across the world, and about 15 million in any given month. You can see how we've performed over the last few years in both revenue and EBITDA. Revenue was about 178.6. We expect this year at the midpoint, what we've guided is 212.5 million revenue, so up substantially, with EBITDA guidance of 39 to 42 million, up pretty substantially over last year. So what is live video as it relates to my business? So every single day we have about 900,000 people who are, of our 4.5 million users, about 900,000 are watching live streams, and another 138,000 are the creators of live streams. And the way the live streaming works is that viewers are watching the live streams, and then a subset of the viewers will be gifters. They'll actually give tips, donations to the streamer in the form of gifts. And you see here a gift being given to a streamer. And these gifts actually translate to real-world dollars for the streamer. They get 35%. Apple, Google take their cut. Streamer gets half of what's left, and the company gets half. And basically, think of the gift-giving process as basically buying attention from the streamer. If you want to be seen in a stream that has thousands of people or hundreds of people, you have to give a gift. And this is one user giving a gift.
Anna, what's going on?
So this is fairly common. If you go on any of our apps, Meet Me or Lavu, if you go on the Lavu app, you'll see something like this. Sometimes we have contests, like who can get the most of a particular gift, like the avocado. I could tell you in Germany, the avocado was a massive hit. People were giving thousands of avocados like every minute. In terms of how it is as a business, you can see here live video revenue has grown substantially. In October of 2017, that's when we launched the business. It was 0 revenue. But by Q1, it was 82 million. Q1 of this year, it was 82 million run rate. And you can see the progression has been solid. And what's driving this has been a combination of getting more users into video, increasing what we call our video DAU, and then also getting more revenue out of each user. That's increasing our video ARPDAU, average revenue per daily active user. On a given day, we'll have 28 million minutes of streaming media, 82 million plus run rate. We actually get another 3 million minutes, not counted here, on a new app that we have called Podcoin, where we pay you in a loyalty points to receive Podcoin. We get another 3 million minutes of listening there. We do see significant video upside. We've guided to 88 million of video revenue in this year. That's up substantially more than 100% from last year's video revenue. We expect we'll at least double it again by 2021. So the goal is really to get that 88 million number, or at least our internal goal is to get that 88 million number to a 200 million run rate by the end of the year 2021. And we see doing that on the back of increasing the share of our video DAU from roughly 20% across the portfolio to closer to a little north of 30%, and increasing our VARPDAU from around 26 cents today to closer to 35 cents. If you think about where we fit in kind of the media dating landscape, I tend to, there's a very interesting, I encourage everyone to read it, it's a good essay on social by a person named Eugene Wei, W-E-I, and his thought is basically you could put any social network on an axis determined by utility, entertainment, and status. I leave off status here, but at least for utility and entertainment, I think of dating apps like Tinder and Scruff and Grindr and Bumble and Hinge as being utilities for finding a date, either for the weekend or for the month. Whereas we are focused on basically driving utility. Half of our users say they have met someone in real life that they first met on the platform. The median number of people they meet is 3. So people are using Meet Me and Lavoo as dating apps. But we also are seeking to increase the entertainment aspect of this. And so we really stake out a space that tries to drive both utility and entertainment from our users. And then the lower quadrant is just pure entertainment. I put like TikTok here, Netflix, YouTube there as well. As far as how big is this market, we see what we do is applying interactive live streaming solutions to communities, starting with dating, because we have significant dating communities, but also now to podcasts, because that's what we're interested in getting into next, and where we see a lot of creators. But if you look at just the dating market, there's 373 million singles in the US and Europe. 60% of those are on dating apps. They spend $5 billion a year. What we're working on right now is really expanding our video and live streaming platform, adding new communities, whether it be podcasters or additional dating or meeting apps that we buy, and then growing our margins. A couple of the features that we're most excited about that are in the pipeline, one is this one's, and this is very nearly done, it's one-on-one video. So right now, everything that's in our apps as relates to video is broadcast video. It's either one-to-many or that streamer has a guest, in which case it's two-to-many live video. This will be one-to-one live video, so people connect. They'll be able to take those chats. Every day there's 75 million chats sent across our portfolio. These are all text-based chats. Now we'll be enabling video chat. We also are very interested in building, and are currently building, a live streaming dating game. So we think everyone should be the star of their own live streaming game. Basically, if you're familiar with the dating game on television, there's been more than 50 different formats on television of various dating games. If you're familiar with the app HQ, the trivia app that you play, this is something more in line with what we have in mind, where users of our apps will have a nightly event that they'll come to. There'll be a dating hour, and people will be able to queue up and engage in this dating game in order to try to find a connection. We think it's novel. We do look around the world at different other apps. These are some dating games that are active on an app called Momo, which is one of the largest dating apps in China. We recently acquired, only last quarter, I guess in April, we acquired an app called Growler, a relatively small acquisition for us. Spent $14 million for it, thereabouts. And basically is our first foray into gay dating. And we also intend to enable live streaming interaction on this asset as well. We are working on various EBITDA optimizations. We have grown our margins relatively significantly year over year. And to leave you, I'll just leave you with this chart. Essentially what we are focused on is building out live streaming video as well as live streaming audio capabilities that we enable into various communities to drive both interactions and to drive revenue. And you can see here that it's been working fairly nicely. Thank you.